Good evening and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we're going to have an in-depth investigation into the challenges faced if you own a pool table and you have some pets. We're going to do a number of different research tasks based on the idea of having an animal, and we're going to figure out which pool table cover is best for you. Now let's put the lights on. There's not many things in life that will bring you more satisfaction than owning your own pool table. Maybe it could be argued owning a pet is one of those things. Certainly if, like me, you are lonely, unfulfilled, and seeking a companion in life who doesn't argue but still bites and knows how to lick properly, then owning a pet is something that you may wish to consider as you reach the twilight of your years. But what if a pet or a pool table by itself isn't enough? What if you want more? What if the world seems too small a place for your high ambitions and you want to combine the best of both P's, pool and pets? Before we begin, you should note that pool is designed to have balls that you play with. Pets are not. You should also note that it is never a wise idea to get your dog to fetch a pool ball in the park. Hey Fido, come on Fido, let's go play some fetch. Ready Fido, ready to fetch? Good, excellent. Oi! You killed her! Looking after your pool table in a pet-infested environment is a tricky business. Not only will you want to keep your bays, hair and detritus free, but you will also want to ensure that the finish of your furniture remains as immaculate as the day that you bought it. Therefore, you will want to try to keep your pet and your pool table as far apart as possible. Unless you want to turn your house into something resembling a maximum security jail where only the worst in society should be kept, you will probably want to find a different way of separating your prize assets. I would endeavour to say that it is unwise to keep your pool table by your fish tank or aquarium.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, bang.
Should the worst happen and a goldfish decide to take a suicidal leap to the big blue bays, or alternately, the white ball escapes on the break. Therefore, a main rule is to keep those little swimmy things and your pool table apart. Really, what you are looking to do is get yourself some kind of covering for your pool table, so that you can walk away temporarily from your two favourite things in the world with peace of mind, resting assured in the knowledge that neither are going to come to strife whilst you have your back turned. So, in this video, we are going to investigate coverings for pool tables, what you should look to buy and what you shouldn't, what you can use if you have no budget, and what you can't. And we are going to perform a scientific experiment using the latest in homemade technology to definitively find out what is the best protective measures you can take. So, as you can see right here, we have set up a highly scientific and controlled experiment. We have apple juice to replicate urine. We have chocolate cake rolled into the shape of a poo. And we have one of my child's wigs that she uses for going to cosplay events with, to replicate hair being spread everywhere, because as you can see from most of my videos, I have none to spare. And the pièce de la résistance is the glove of claws. Now, this has taken hours to put together. As you can see, a number of toothpicks have been electrically taped to the fingers to replicate the scratching of an animal. And during these tests, I intend to, number one, rub it with a bit of hair, see if any hair gets underneath. Number two, spray it with a bit of apple juice, see as to whether or not it stains. See as to whether or not the apple juice and the corrosive acid within the citric gets through the cover, and obviously we're going to lay the poo, and finally we're going to scratch the surface to see as to whether or not any particular good covers that you can buy out there have that meow factor. Now, challenge number one is to use some old Christmas wrapping paper, see as to whether or not this is animal resistant. So, let's find out by spraying the urine. Okay, that's broken. So, we're going to have to pour the urine directly onto the table, which, in all fairness, is probably a better estimation of what an animal might actually do. So here we go. A little bit there, a little bit there. Oh, let's have a look. Let's just have a look. Let's see as to whether or not, let's zoom in on that. Well, I want to make sure that you can see what I am seeing here. And there you go, there it is. The urine is on the table. And I think what we need to do is we just need to kind of sort of mix it about a little bit. Oh, and as we can see, the paper is losing its consistency, although there is a shiny side on this. Now, let's lay the poo. Here we go. Fortunately, it was a birthday this weekend, so let's just lay some poo down and see if it stains. Oh, a couple of skid marks there. So, better carry on now, and let's quickly rub some hair about as well. And like to say right at the moment, there's no significant damage, but the true art of this is to turn over the paper and see what is on the... Oh, hold on, I've forgotten the scratch challenge. Oh, there are some marks. There are some marks there, but it seems to be resisting so far. I think a cat's claws might be a bit more vigorous. So let's have a look. Oh, look, as you can see, it's lost all consistency there. That's appalling. Do not cover your pool table using old Christmas wrapping paper, would be the lesson I think we learn here. Okay, so the next part of the challenge, I've laid down a few bin bags. I haven't sellotaped them together. As you can see from the wide shot, they do not cover the full length of the table. You're going to be if you're going to do it the cheap way, you're going to be buying at least 2 rolls of bin bags, I reckon. Let's see how it responds to the urine challenge. Okay, that's quite impressive. The plasticity of the bin bags is clearly resisting the urine. It's all puddled up in one place, and if we get a piece of tissue, it should be relatively easy to clear up without any damage. What you don't want to do is if they've gone out and they've drunk a river, you don't really want to sort of try and clear that up. That's going to get in between the cracks. So let's lay the poo, And let's see what happens. Poo laid. Yep, poo is laid. Now, it's try and clear up the poo. And again, oh, there's a couple of little bit of oil marks there. Obviously, the cat's had a very bad diet. We shouldn't be feeding it human food. But I would say that has successfully resisted the poo. Now, let's get the wig. Let's see how we get on now. And just rub some of the hair over there. Nope, no hair laid down. Very nice. Old Fido isn't winning against your pool table if you lay bin bags all over it. And let's just try the scratch challenge. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, well, yes, a couple of marks, but not terrible. Now, obviously, one of the real problems here is that the bin bags, as you can see, are not connected. Okay, so stuff is likely to get in between. And if your cat decides to sort of go for a manic one, then frankly, there's going to be bin bags and bits of bin bags all over the house. And if you've got a puppy, the dog's going to love this. So it's probably best not to use bin bags. Let's put those down to one side and get on with the challenge. And so next, I've got an old quilt cover that I've rarely used lately, so I don't mind actually donating it in the interests of science. At the end of the day, I'm doing this so that you don't have to make any mistakes whatsoever. So, let's get on with the challenge. So we're going to start off with the urine here. We're going to see whether or not it seeps through. I'm not confident that it's going to resist this, but we shall see. There's a little bit of runoff, but as you can see, it's soaking right in, and it's highly likely that what's going to happen is that's going to go right through the quilt cover and cause an incident on your lovely Hainsworth cloth. Now, so that I would say is a failure. Let's drop the poo and see what happens. Poo is dropped. Yep, there is a good log on there now, and it's not about the poo dropping necessarily on this, of course. The animal has diarrhea. It really is about how you clean up the poo without making as much mess as you possibly could. But as you can see, a little bit of marks left over there. Not great, really. Not recommending using a quilt cover. So, here we go with the hair. Let's rub that around there. Give that a good rubbing there. Oh, it's left a couple of remnants there. Feels like me at the age of 23. A couple have fallen out. Not great. Not necessarily recommended. But now, the scratch challenge. Doing alright there. Bit resistant. Cat's likely to be able to pick that up, I reckon. And you never know, the dog might kind of sort of like catch it, have a bit of a play with it, pull it down, and then you're into a world of hurt, basically. So I am not recommending that you use a quilt cover as a pool table cover. So now we're going to go a little bit upmarket here. I have bought a pool table covering from Amazon. I've got the cheapest one out there because at the end of the day you don't want to spend an absolute fortune, but maybe, you know, you just want to make sure that the thing is well looked after when you're at the house and Fido is doing his dirty business. So let's see how this one works out. Urine challenge first. Cut the spots first. There's a little bit of a pre-drain. Oh, and it's rolling off now. It's rolling down the table. Nothing to really catch it. I am suspecting that that is going to pool in the middle if the cat is having an accident. So be very, very careful there. I'll just clear that up. There we go. Make sure that's nice and neat again for the next part of the challenge, which is to lay the poo. Time to drop the kid off at the pool. So here we are with the poo. Just make sure the poo is in frame there. Don't want you to miss any of this challenge here. And the poo has been dropped. As you can see, the poo's beginning to get a bit dry now. It's not yet going chalky white as it used to in the 1970s on the pavements, but it's getting close now. Let's see as to whether or not there is any damage from picking up the poo. Oh, I can see there, couple of little greasy marks. Dog's diet, you should never be feeding dog chocolate cake. Chocolate is bad for a dog. So let's just quickly rub that up. Oh, nice and clean, so that we can definitely and scientifically inspect the hair. So, let's inspect the hair now, rubbing it across here. I'm going to give it a good 3 or 4 rubs this time around, just to make sure. And, ooh, look at that. Pretty good. Not bad at all. Now, if we cut to the wide shot, I just want to demonstrate a couple of things with this Amazon pool table cover. It's not very well made. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Now, that's pretty loose. I could come up with I could literally, really, honestly, come up with a kind of sort of like simile for how loose it is, but I'd probably get banned. That is pretty loose. That is like just one very big shower cap. I totally recommend that you do not buy this. It isn't very well put together. A cat could easily climb underneath there, not only defecate upon your pool table, but also, to make things worse, probably suffocate as well. So for the double whammy of defecation and suffocation, do not buy the £7.99 pool table covering from Amazon. You're into a world of hurt there. Now, last in this deeply scientific review is the pool table cover I bought for my first pool table, actually my second pool table. A fair few years ago now, during lockdown. I had a cat at home. I kept putting a throw over it. The cat was sleeping on the pool table, basically making it its bed for the night when I was asleep and during the day when I wasn't playing pool. And I wasn't willing to sacrifice the pool table to the god of cat. So I measured it up, custom designed it, and if I remember correctly, went to a coverings place that I found on the internet. I will put the link in the description, and they very kindly made me this extra thick weatherproof covering, which had extra bits around it, so you can literally kind of sort of clip it up, clip it on. It will really hold tight. It ain't going anywhere. And even more beautiful than that, 8-ball pool, as you can see. So, as much as I don't really want to, in the interest of science, I'm going to still carry on the challenge with this now slightly battered but still wonderful work of art that I had made for me in 2020. So let's get on with that now. It's the urine challenge. Here we are, and let's quickly just drop some urine on the table, or apple juice if you've come to the video late. And as you can see, it's rolling like the previous one, but because of the texture on it, oh, it seems to have stopped a little bit, and it's holding it up. So the urine's not quite going quite as far, and you can clear it up without any mess whatsoever. So that's good. I'm enjoying that. Now, next, time to pop the poo on the table. Here we go. Last time we're going to pop this poo, and then I will be able to give it a good flushing. And as you can see, it's just rolled a little bit. I've rolled it back, pushing it sideways, just in case like you have like a moment where you gip and you can't quite pick it up. You have to have 2 or 3 attempts. Not bad, not bad. Still some residue left, but nevertheless quite impressed with the results. Doesn't seem to be going through the table there at all. Now, let me wipe that up in the interest of science, of course. Now, time to roll the hair over the table and see where we get to with the wig challenge. And as we can see, yeah, not much hair left over there. And finally, let's give it a good scratching. Oh, no damage from the toothpicks, which impresses me deeply, I must say. I'm actually very, very happy and still very confident that this particular pool table cover is pretty much completely animal resistant in every way, shape and form. But it did cost about 75 quid. But at the end of the day, every time you recloth your table, that's going to cost you about 400. So it's worth getting something like this to protect your pool table from your pets. So, there you have it. Your pool table is best protected if you go out there and buy yourself something that is custom designed to fit it snugly. Now, I bought mine from a place called Covers and All. It cost about £70. It took about 4 weeks to come through, but I can't tell you how worth it actually was, because this pool table cover has now lasted 4 years and it has kept this thing in pristine condition for every single day of those years. So, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm desperately trying to get myself up to 500 subscribers so I can start monetizing my channel and basically not spending as much money on these wonderful costumes that you see in front of you that I am strangely enjoying wearing this evening. So, anyway, good night, God bless, take care, and I'll see you next time.